Hello and welcome to another 3 a.m. episode of Not Aiming for the Truck. I'm your host Eden Suki, and today we'll cover perhaps the most notable creepypasta to come out of Israel. What sets it apart from others in the genre is the fact that it's based on a real series of events. I know they are real because I and a lot of others were actually there at the time. In a second I'm gonna tell you the creepypasta in its original form, adapted for English-speaking audiences. And at the end of the video, I'll try to separate the truth from the fiction, tell you what's real, what isn't, as well as give you my theory as to what I think happened, based on my research and some context around the story as well. So sit back, don't get too sleepy, grab some drinks and enjoy. FXP.co.il is Israel's largest forum community. Launched in 2003, it continues to serve to this day as a place to discuss various interests, post memes, events, and much more. While the site's popularity has declined in recent years, it is still a landmark of Israeli internet, with it being recognized in the mainstream during its heyday. FXP has seen its fair share of controversies over the years, but perhaps none as disturbing as this one. The following is an account by a user on the site. The date is October 7th, 2013. Users across Israel try to access their favorite forum community, FXP. To their dismay, they are met with an ominous message.
Warning, something's not right here. www.fxp.co.il contains malware. Your computer might catch a virus if you visit this site. Google has found malicious software may be installed onto your computer if you proceed. If you visited this site in the past or you trust this site, it's possible it has just recently been compromised by a hacker. You should not proceed and perhaps try again tomorrow or go somewhere else. We have already notified www.fxp.co.il that we have found malware on the site. For more about the problems we found on fxp.co.il, visit the Google Safe Browsing Diagnostic page. If you understand that visiting this site may harm your computer, proceed anyway.
The site has been flagged by Google as containing malware and possibly being hacked. Most major browsers blocked it for the time being, and most users that day decided to heed the warning and avoid logging in. But some users weren't so easily deterred. They have decided to take the risk and bypass this screen. Upon entering the site, they have found it in complete and total chaos. Tons of users repeatedly asking whether the forum was safe to browse or not, tons of jokes about the situation, tons of spam and other prohibited content that was kept up because even the moderators were too scared to log in that day. The situation was particularly dreadful on FXP's support and feedback forum, where the site's dedicated support team copy-pasted identical responses to answer the dozens and dozens of threads asking for answers. The narrative shifted in a curious manner. At first, they claimed there was nothing wrong at all and it will all be fixed soon, and afterwards it became a lot more concerning.
We are worried. Please tell us definitively whether it's safe to browse the site or not already. Hi, we are looking into this matter and hoping it ends soon. In any case, surfing the website until the problem is fixed is at your own risk.
This message and others similar to it were copy-pasted throughout dozens of these support threads. Eventually, the moderation team pointed to an issue with one of the ads running on the site as the problem. To this day, that is the official narrative from FXP regarding the incident, but things might be a little more complicated than that. Perhaps the center of the storm was FXP's most popular forum, Diburim, which is essentially just a random board without a particular topic. It was flooded with all manner of disordered posts related to the situation. But within that avalanche of panic, there was one post that wasn't like the others, hidden in plain sight. The thread had no title, no tag, and was opened by a brand new user to the site, with it being his first post. The user's nickname was Nishbarli, a common Hebrew expression, which is one of those things that's not straightforward to translate into English. The correct translation would probably be something along the lines of "I've had it" or "I'm fed up." But that simply does not capture the weight of this expression. The best way I can convey it is by giving you the free, literal translation, which reads something like, "It has broken for me." The thread itself contained no text, nothing other than this emoticon, which appears to be FXP's default sad emoticon edited to seem, well, broken. The replies started rolling in.
LOL, look at this face, it looks like me after a bong. LOL, honestly, it looks like it's breaking along with the site.
From there, the thread devolved with comments such as, "Nice MS Paint skills," and, "To be honest, this looks kind of creepy." But what users didn't notice was a few strange things about the thread and the user that opened it. It had no title, no tag, both of which were mandatory on the site, and perhaps most perplexing, the user's rank. When you register a new user on FXP, it should say, "Welcome to FXP," but for this user, it simply says, "Welcome to!" It took 3 pages of replies for someone to notice, and the user that did thought it was odd, while the rest found it funny given the situation the site was in. From there, the thread was lost, buried in a sea of spam that plagued the forum that day. It seemed that the issue with the site had been fixed already. The moderators logged back in and began scouring through the forums, deleting all the spam that accumulated over the day. One of these moderators came across the strange thread. The moderator was in charge of several forums on the site, including the Emotional Support and Venting forum, so naturally he was sympathetic and wanted to help. Upon seeing the mysterious user's nickname, he decided against locking or deleting the thread as spam. Instead, he decided to reply.
Hi, your name caught my attention. Is there a reason for the name you chose? Do you need any counseling?
The mysterious user appeared to be offline, yet his reply quoting the moderator came in regardless, simply saying,
"It has broken for me."
Curious, the moderator quoted him, asking,
"What has broken for you?"
But upon sending this message, the moderator saw something that made his blood run cold.
You have been suspended from the site for the following reason. No reason was given. The suspension will expire in...
And the rest is gibberish. The moderator, shocked, logged out and began searching for the thread, only to find out it had vanished without a trace. Seeking answers, the moderator tried registering a new user. He filled the registration form, only to receive the following corrupted message. Trying to interpret it, it reads,
"Dear user, the area from which you are trying to register has been blocked. For more information..."
And the rest is incomprehensible gibberish. The moderator didn't give up and decided to contact his friends in FXP's moderation team, hoping to get some answers. They were quite confused by the ordeal themselves. He asked them to track down the mysterious thread. They obliged and got back to him with the answer. They did manage to find the thread, however, it was deleted. He then asked them who deleted it exactly, and they replied that their name was in gibberish and their profile inaccessible. Upon further inspection, they added that seemingly every single user who posted in the thread was banned as well. That was just about all the help he could get from the other moderators, but he had one hope left: upper management. He turned to them, desperate for any sort of answer, but the only one that he got was that the suspension won't be lifted and that he won't get any additional information due to upper management considerations. That moderator was my friend. A few days after the incident, he told me over Skype that he has been having these strange dreams. He told me that he saw the face laughing at him. Then he approached it and begged it for mercy. He told me that he knows that it's pretty silly, but that he's still a little shaken up over it. He told me that he spoke to that face, so I asked him what they spoke of exactly, and he said he prefers not to talk about it. 2 days later, the moderator spoke to me on Skype again, more uneasy than usual. He told me that he had the worst dream of his life, and I tried to calm him down and asked what happened. and he only said that the face told him what had broken for him. And suddenly, the moderator stopped replying. I got curious and impatient and sent him message after message, but to no avail. He has gone completely silent, and shortly after, he disconnected from Skype entirely. I assumed he was trying to prank me, so I didn't take it seriously. Yesterday I logged onto Skype, only to see my contacts list with him missing. I got worried and began googling his username to try and find a way to reach him. However, all I found was his banned FXP profile, with the very same face plastered all over it. Yesterday I dreamed of the face, and he told me what had broken for him. And that's the story. So how much of that is real? For starters, fxp.co.il was flagged for malware by Google on October 7, 2013, and that is 100% indisputable. Upper management on the site does not deny it. There are plenty of threads on the subject from the time and user testimonies. I'd be happy to provide links below if you want them. But even more interesting is that the thread and the user that appears in it are also 100% real and acknowledged again by both users and management, and I can back that up as well. What's definitely not real is the whole part about the moderator being haunted by the face and disappearing and stuff. That's purely fiction. But what about the rest? What happened to the original Nishbarli user from the story? Can you still find him on the site? What happened to the thread itself? Why is upper management at FXP so weird about it and tries to divert attention when asked to this day? What about the missing tag and the weird symbols? Well, I've done my research and it sent me down a massive rabbit hole, and I have formed my own little conspiracy theory on the subject. But all of that is beyond the scope of this video. Perhaps I'll go into detail in a follow-up video if enough people are interested, or I can shed some light in the comments. I've been Eden Suki, and you're watching Not Aiming for the Truck. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.